Hi everybody, it's Annette from the Art of Intuition, and I wanted to put this little intro into the video that was recorded last week that Collette and Brita and I came back together and we wanted to do a monthly collective support, and we talked about closing out realities because that is a lot of what's going on right now. With the eclipses, there's a lot of letting go, leaving behind, and in some cases seeing that the relationships are not balanced, the realities are not balanced. And I know that's one big thing I am going through right now. You start to see the cracks in it. And when you start to see that, there's a lot of victim energy that you start to release in that, and you start to kind of let a lot of that go. So in a lot of this video, I do feel like when I looked at it again, I was like, oh my God, I've got a lot of victim energy going on here. So I want to preference that. So, and sometimes I say victim energy and I don't know if people know what that means. And then sometimes you have to hear it and you're like, oh, now I get it. And now I know what she means. Now I can hear it. Or I understand what Annette's saying now. So I wanted to show that. There was a part of me that said, if it was just me doing this video, I might have scrapped it and said it was too much of a clearing for me. I probably don't need to put that out. But because the other ladies had so much amazing things to say, and I think it can be useful, just to feel that energy coming off of it, and to see the difference between my energy and the other two, Brita and Collette, when they're talking about it. And you can see all the differences and where everybody is with the current reality, that either they're closing out or they're shifting. And you could just see where everybody was, because we were all kind of in a different place with our reality. So no matter where you are, don't judge where you are, but don't kid yourself on where you are either. Don't kid yourself on, oh, I don't feel victim, when you can hear it in your voice and you kind of know you do. You just want to get it out. I've spent the rest of the week after I did that, last week, just screaming in my car to get it all out, to get out of my body and be able to move on and get to a different place with it. So anyway, I wanted to put that in. Hope everyone enjoys it, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, it was funny because actually it's a topic I wanted to talk about today, because Lisa mentioned on the call, and it was just something that kind of really stuck with me, and I actually texted it to myself, and it was how we feel so worthless the longer we do this journey. Or we feel, I can remember the exact wording, and maybe you guys remember the exact wording she said, but how we just get beaten up and beaten up and beaten up.
Mm-hmm.
And how it really starts to affect after a while. So I really resonated with that. So I thought if you guys wanted to, we could go in that direction. Because what I have found repeatedly, no matter what reality I am in, no matter who I'm in the reality with, as long as I have humans in the reality, and that's for me, anyone in a human consciousness, anyone operating from that consciousness, I feel like they always end up in the same place. And maybe that's just how they naturally cycle back through, is that no matter what you're doing, it's never going to really be valued. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's never going to be valued. The only thing valued in human consciousness, as far as everyone I've been in with human consciousness, it is money, how much money you're bringing, what you're doing with money. And if you're not doing that, then there's no value to anything else. And that's just repeatedly where mine end up. So I don't know. I thought we could talk about that, or talk about if you guys feel that way in any way.
I feel like we touched on this once before. Yeah. And it is true. I mean, I feel the same way. I absolutely resonate with what you're saying, because what we're doing, it isn't valued. Hopefully that's going to change more as we go along. But right now, yeah, I don't feel like anything that I'm doing is given value. Like versus somebody else who's showing up, like you said, where there's money involved.
Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know, Britta, do you want to weigh in on
Well,
it, or
um,
if you got a
are you
different
kind of speaking
experience?
of, are you kind of speaking of like your current reality day to day
Yeah, but all of it.
in all of it? Okay, because it's interesting because I feel maybe half the time I feel like, let's say my day to day, I maybe feel valued like half the time. Because I know like I notice with um someone will say thank you a lot, and like a genuine thank you about things, kind of like I'm doing around,
Hmm.
and another one doesn't say it as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been watching that over the years, and I know that's right. It kind of has to probably do with the way that that person talks to themselves, and just different kinds of uh things they're experiencing. um and but yeah, when like just in the bigger realm of you know assisting what I'm doing here, yeah, there's definitely some big aspects of not feeling valued, especially when it has to do with other people that are related to the family unit, that
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
feel as
Yeah.
or the value that they are giving, or what they're giving, they feel like that's enough. And it's like, that's you know it's like, do you realize what I do here?
That's exactly where I am. And you get to
Mhm.
the point where you're like, why am I doing so much when it's not valued? Like maybe, and that's where I feel like I get to with a lot of realities. This current one I've gotten to with, and the other ones I've had too. You feel like you've done what you could do. You feel like you contributed what you could contribute, and you did 100% of what you could do. And you get to this place where you're like, well, if it's never going to be valued, how much more time and energy do I put into it? How much more time and energy do you put into it when everyone else is kind of just sitting around doing nothing? And there's a lot of sitting around doing nothing by other people on the peripheral of the reality too. And it just kind of all came to a head yesterday in my reality. And I really had to sit down and look at it and go, why am I doing all this? If it's not appreciated, it's not wanted, then maybe it's more me trying to do more than the reality needs to be, or I'm starting to overstep because you want everything to run smoothly. You want everything in your reality. We're all kind of in a very caregiving mode right now. I think the three of us, in one way or the other, that's one of our main roles we're playing right now. That's probably why
Mhm.
we all kind of came on to do this together. We're all kind of in that similar realities where we're providing care for other people. Um, But it's not just so much in the sense of that reality. Like I said, it's always played out for me in different realities where, when you're dealing with a human consciousness, you feel like you get to this point where if in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, if in that length of time, nothing you've done has really resonated with them as mattering, how much longer do you continue to do it? And I guess I'm going to throw that to either one of you. You can both take it and field it.
Mhm.
But those are sort of the questions, and I feel like when the more we build realities, and you watch them, they start to disintegrate, and then you build a new reality, and it starts to disintegrate after so long. They start to just maybe disintegrate's not the word. They start to dematerialize, um, and you kind of always get to the same place with them. And it reminds me of a story someone told about a relationship she was in. And she said, every relationship I'm in, they always end in the same place. And then I
Mhm.
have to decide, do I want to, divorce or move on to a new one? Or do I want to just try to pick it up and go on with this one? And it's just certain things that I just kind of remember that story yesterday. But it was, more of a human consciousness related stuff the way she said it. But it kind of comes back around for me in a lot. And when we have a lot of people that, we're not always going to be surrounded by a lot of human consciousness, but for a lot of us, we are. Um, where do we get to with it? What do we do? What point is it time to really evaluate how much you're putting into a reality? So, okay, I'll let you guys go now.
Mhm.
I had a similar feeling yesterday, Annette.
We both got it the same day.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, and it was surrounded around, I feel like I'm always, like you said, doing too much, always pushing to make everything perfect, and not perfect, that's not the word, but make everything flow.
Comfortable, making everything comfortable for
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to be on that level, like care enough, you know? So I was wondering to myself yesterday if it's me and I should take an energetic step back and just let things be, and stop trying to. I don't know if I'm trying to, if this is coming out right, but do you understand what I'm saying?
But
Other
I do, yeah.
people, you know,
but
I can't, make them feel what I'm feeling.
No, I understand what you're trying. I had the same. That was kind of that was the first conclusion I came to. Is maybe it's time to take a complete step back
Mm-hmm.
and reevaluate where am I putting my energy in? Because there's a lot of projects that I've really put on hold this year to do a lot of other things around the home and outside the home, and a lot of work that I did on a lot of stuff. And it's like maybe I need to refocus things back again somewhere else and just kind of take a step back and just kind of let it just
Yeah.
give
yeah,
give everyone back to their universe. That's
yeah,
a phrase
yeah,
that Lisa would say a lot. And it's like
yeah,
maybe it's time to do that. And it doesn't matter how old people are, how young people are. I mean, unless you have, really little babies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um
I
children
got,
included
I,
from go ahead.
and I had that feeling, and I said, I got to take a step back. And I did energetically. I said, I got to just let it go.
mhm, mhm.
I felt better.
Yeah. Wh-
Yeah.
And everything kind of changed. I
Yeah,
things just happened,
yeah.
or more more in flow, you know. Yeah.
Could are you referring to like both physical things and like conversations or situations? Because like I know sometimes there's definitely like some big projects around here that I'm still planning on doing, but it's like I was like I got to get this stuff done because this is in my reality right now. Like this clutter, this stuff, like this stuff needs to, this needs to get dealt with because this is in my reality. And and then also like some of the things around the house I feel like I do, but it's like it's the same thing. It's like I want this clean and in order and flowing, and I'm the only one that's probably going to do it. So that if I don't do it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where,
it gets a little, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not,
exactly.
I've stopped waiting for anybody else to come in and do it. I just do what needs to be done. I do a little bit at a time and I get it done, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten I've probably to your question, Britta, both. I mean,
Mhm.
it's caretaking, it's caring about and keeping all that straight. It's um all the physical stuff that needs to be done because it's gotten very run down over the years.
Mhm.
And I did not 90% of it, 10% of it, sometimes we have to pay people to come in and do stuff we can't do, like a lot of mulch and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I did the rest of it. And I think by the end of the year, and I usually call the end of the year coming now, usually I kind of know where 2026 is going to go. I have an idea, and we're just kind of putting pins kind of in 2025. But I know I feel exhausted with the whole thing, and I think it all just came to a head yesterday when you look, and it feels like because we value what our surroundings are because it supports our body vibration, no one else does. And there's a part of us we know that, that we're going to do all this and no one else is going to really care, and it doesn't matter to anybody else, but we're going to do it. Um, but there's still this part where you feel like the why, I mean, I can do what I feel I want to do, and then above and beyond that, you know how much do you continue to do, and when does it become overstepping, especially when you're in these kind of roles, for anyone who's in any type of caregiving role. And for a lot of us, that's a lot of what we do in a lot of our ascension, whether you're caregiving to someone who can't take care of themselves or caregiving for people who are just trying to show something else, a different aspect, a different reality besides human realities. When is it too much? And then I think my ego got in while I was just like, are you kidding? Everything I've done, and this is how I get treated. I mean, you feel ridiculous at the end of it, You kind of sit there and you're like, why am I bothering? So anyway, that I feel like you both kind of hit on and explained it probably better than I was, but I'll let you guys, if you want to explore that more, we can. I know that's just where I am right now with a lot of stuff. I'm really looking at, um, when is it, when do you just let everyone go and do what they want to do, and stop trying to, I guess, intervene. I mean, maybe it's too much intervening. Maybe it's just time to kind of step back and let it be. But I'll let you guys decide. Whoever wants to go next, you can go next.
Is it okay, Colette?
Yes, go
Colette,
ahead.
if I talk, I feel like yesterday, maybe I was really feeling into like how, like the fear I have about, it's not even necessarily about leaving. It's supporting myself in a new earth reality on my own.
Yeah, that's some of that there for me too. Even though
So I'm
I've
like,
done
I
it,
could get a,
going back into it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I
yeah,
didn't mean to
I could get,
interrupt. But yeah,
that's okay. No, but I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
even like, like even if I found like like another kind of situation where maybe I was helping out but have my own quarters, or was it a fan? I don't know. I would just like, different things have come in. I'm like, is that uh yeah. I mean, I can feel my human going in, oh, that might be worse than here, and not worse. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of programming that I'm still needing to work through. Not trusting, not trusting and listening to. I mean, I found myself saying, I need to be out of here by May. I would love to find my new reality by May, before the summer hits. I was like, the summer's like, but the summer's like my least favorite season,
Yeah.
when it's in a really hot climate. It's like, I'd love to be in a cooler place by summer. So,
Oh my
or
gosh,
sooner.
summer. I was like January. Yesterday, I was like, well, let's see how quickly can I
Yeah,
get, I've got
yeah.
about 7 or 8 new projects I want to get launched by the end of the year, and I'm going to put my time and energy into that. Um,
What
it
about you?
is January a possibility.
Yeah. What about you?
All right, Collette, go on.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I don't see me um, moving anytime soon. I just don't see that unless my universe does something drastic and everything changes, but I don't see it. Maybe I'll do another little 4 day
Hmm.
backpack
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah. Situation's a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
and your reality is has been constructed. You've constructed it a little differently, but I think it's still similar. The themes are still the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whether you emotionally pull out a little bit
Yeah.
or you emotionally pull back and focus on other stuff to physically pull out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
eventually,
Yeah.
and just let it be. Um,
Yeah.
and move forward with what does excite you, and stop. And like I said, it's not just this reality. The last reality I left, I feel like it got to the same point where you're like, how much more time do I put into it? And maybe it's played itself out, and maybe that's what I've come to this
Mm-hmm.
conclusion of. Maybe I thought it would be a different ending to how this would close out. But you kind of get this place, just like, what more can I do? What more can I contribute? And if none of it's getting valued, what's the point of continuing to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a point where we stay in reality because we know we're supposed to be here, we know we're supposed to contribute, we know we're supposed to do certain things. And then I feel like you get to all of them. And there's always this point for me where I get to this place where I'm like, yeah, but you know, what is the purpose now? Is there much purpose, or is it just to bridge to the next thing, to be able to get a couple things going? Because I supported myself in New Earth Realities for, gosh, since 2018 till I came here, and then things shifted a bit, but it was not easy. It was definitely challenging, and I worked through a lot of fear and that type of thing, financial fear and all that. And there's a part of me I could feel yesterday that was like, oh, do I want to go back into that again? But there's a part of me that's like, yeah, but maybe it's better. Maybe it will
Mm-hmm.
be better than.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like I've also been calling for this one to end, and just like I'm tired. You know, I'm tired of doing all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not valued. And then you have people on the sidelines of these realities who want to benefit from the reality but don't want to contribute to it. And I've got one person in particular, peripheral around the reality that's like that. Because
Yeah.
as long as someone's here doing the reality, they don't have to come in and do anything for the
Mm-hmm.
reality. They can continue to do what they want to do, and it doesn't affect them. And so there's some dynamics into that, is, and I don't want to say fair or not fair, because that's more of a human thing to say, but reciprocal. Is this a
Mm-hmm.
reality that when one person's gaining everything from it, in a sense, and you're the one putting all the work in for a while, whether you're clearing karma, clearing ancestral karma, clearing twin karma, however you want to call it, that there comes a point in every reality that I have been in. And like I said, you guys can, um, share more of what you've seen, that it just gets to this point where it's like, yeah, I don't have this much more to get out of it. Is the juice worth
Mm-hmm.
the squeeze here anymore? Is this as far as it's going to go, as far as they're going to go? And it's time to open up opportunities somewhere else, or open up portals somewhere else. So I'll let you guys run with that, and so okay. All right. Go ahead, Collette.
I just feel totally alone in my reality.
Me too. Me too.
I just feel totally alone. I don't feel like there is any other, yeah, anything, yeah, any other possibilities. I just feel totally alone. That's all I could say in my reality right now, you know? So,
Well, I I feel like starting in September, it's been building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can agree
The,
with that.
but the no, but I've just noticed personally for myself a lot, maybe even since like the summer. I just noticed more, even with whatever's going on, more peace and more just like I can feel how much I've grown
Mm-hmm.
and how much uh just of all the years of so much unhappiness and depression. And I can see it's just like, yeah, it's like that 5D, or the higher dimensions getting better, and then seeing the, some of my programming. Sometimes it seems like some of the stuff's getting, we'll use the word worse, but I think it's just because there's just a light on them, right? Like
mm-hmm,
it's just. And so I feel like for the most part, I'm really focusing on that, and then some of the momentum with some of the projects I'm doing. I feel like I'm that's kind of what I'm meant to do right now is really focus on that and build
Yeah.
while I still have this container. And believe me, my universe is not making it so comfortable. It never does. So but and it's interesting because the caretaker, the the second one that came in was had an allergy to animals. Would stayed 45 minutes. I mean, it was just not, that one wasn't going to work. And we've decided not to use this particular service, and we're looking at other options right now. So right now it's just me, uh, you know, and I did suggest, there could be somebody that could come in and just help with dinner. Like it doesn't even have to do with assisting mom, just helping a couple nights a week with a few things. So um, yeah, uh, but I feel like there's just some really ripe or juicy time for me to really like focus on my projects. That's like stop those excuses, stop the distractions, and just throw myself into them. So
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the caregiving, I did hire another caregiver to help out. And she's wonderful. And I do find myself still trying to do everything myself. But even if she just comes in and empties the dishwasher, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. So apart from that, projects, the eclipse season for me was whoa. I mean, I really got knocked around a few times and stuff came up that was not pretty, you know. Some really deep programs surfaced and brought me to my knees. Um, so that was fun.
mhm.
And then I started, I don't know if I shared with you, Britta, I've been into frequency healing
Yeah.
and right frequency.
Mhm.
For some reason, I'm really interested in all that and doing research about that. And I looked into these chi coils.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah. So I can see something coming down the line this year with that, you know, going that way. So yeah,
I love that. That's amazing.
yeah,
Yay.
I
Yeah.
was, that would maybe possibly help my husband too in his situation. And I could just, I have some ideas around that. Maybe having clients and doing frequency healing and energy healing and just finding the space for that. Right now, I am trying to figure out all of that stuff.
I love it.
I don't really have the space in the home to do that. So then I felt like I could maybe go into people's homes, you know, and bring the coils with me. And I do have a bed. I could put that in the car. So just different things
Yeah.
I could do. I
I
feel like,
love it.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
got the van
I got the
with
van.
all the bumper stickers on it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So it seems
Ooh,
like the direction I'm going in.
could you put the massage table in the van? Like
Yeah.
the seats?
Yeah. I used to do
Ooh,
that.
remote.
I used to
Yeah.
do
I remember carrying my massage table around my back of my car and doing,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
used to do that
sessions.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yay,
I just
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm playing around with frequencies and frequency healing and scalar
Yeah.
waves, and I'm doing research into all this. All of a sudden, this is what's coming up.
Yeah.
So it's exciting a little
Yeah.
bit.
I love it. It's like all those gifts, that are
Hmm.
God, I have been like diving into this herbal mentorship, and it's really cool like what's coming about. for me with herbs and things like that. So yeah, it's been a passion. So
Yay.
Yeah, I think it's funny. One thing you said, um, Britta, was you feel that calmness, and I can relate to that too, because you do feel that, and I think you also just start to feel how your frequency shifted, and if now maybe the chasm's getting too far apart for everyone to really be able to hold the reality long term, more than
Mhm.
6 months, more than another year or
Mhm.
whatever. It's just you're getting kind of too far apart. Um, and that's really what kind of closes them out anyway. It's just the frequencies can't hold together anymore. The higher we go, um, it's just that starts to hamper and kind of, we pull off to another one, and they will pull off to another one too at some point. We just can't be in the same one. Well, that is going to wrap up our time today. I know we're super fast.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it shorter because Instagram, to load on Instagram, they don't really like long loads,
Oh yeah.
longer than like 30 minutes. It's probably going to push 35. We'll see how it works. I felt a little crunch today, so maybe I might make it longer next time and see if I can maybe divide it up. Um, so we'll see. It is kind of exploratory. I just wanted to see how 40 minutes worked, and if I need more time, then we'll do longer next time. Because Instagram loading more than 35, even
Mhm.
over 30, they sometimes will just kick it out.
Yeah.
Excuse
So,
me.
all right. Well, I appreciate it, ladies. I really felt
Yeah.
better talking to
I,
you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you for sharing.
yeah. Yeah.
I know it's going to help. This one will help a lot of people. I can feel that.